can feel so alone when you have something like this happen.
Absolutely.
So if you've been on that side of it. Brad Travis, our chief meteorologist, spent yesterday in here just as busy as a bee from dark before sun up until dark after sundown.
And you are now Highway 53 in front of what's left of Anderson Hills.
Yeah, Anderson Hills is right here, and then behind me is what used to be a gas station and Piggly Wiggly.
Wow, that used to be the Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah, take a look behind me. This was the gas station, and the Piggly Wiggly's to the right. You're not going to be able to see that very good, but look at this gas station. I've been in this gas station a few times. We take Highway 53 every time we go up to Nashville, and we drive by this every time we go there. And every now and then we would stop at this gas station. This is the same tornado that took out live Doppler 48 radar. The same tornado that we saw with our Alpha camera as it was moving towards the camera. And then once I saw that, I immediately went into the newsroom, called my wife, called my neighbor. One of my neighbors said, "You've got to get into the storm shelter. This is going to be a terrible storm." Because as I mentioned yesterday, I talk through the air with my wife occasionally. I'll say, this is a hallway storm, this is a storm shelter storm. I built a storm shelter. In fact, we did a story on that several years ago. And I built it for one day that we would need it, and it was yesterday. Of course, we could need it down the road as well. But there's always going to be that specific storm, and this so happens to be that storm from yesterday. I've been looking at this damage. I haven't been back in the studio for a while. Have they come out with any preliminary surveys on any of these tornadoes anywhere today?
Not yet.
Nope, not yet. I don't know that they've actually had the boots on the ground and in the air to do that. Eric Salmon went out and he got the about 300 miles worth, and he found a swath of 60 miles from Doppler, where we lost Doppler, through Anderson Hills, and he said it was about 60 miles. So that's his uneducated surveillance, but he certainly didn't venture a guess at what kind of level that EF would be, that touched down and then kept running on through.
What I was looking at earlier, and if you were joining us earlier from the live shots on the other side of Huntsville out towards Chase and to the north of Winchester Road out towards Brewer High School, what appeared to me there, that was the storm that moved through around 12:30, 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. That also moved through Monrovia and the Anderson Hills area. I would estimate wind speeds of straight line winds anywhere from 80 to 90 miles an hour with that storm at times, but there was occasionally a tornado. And what I was looking at earlier today, and where we were going live with the house that was on a tree, we saw more of a tornado, about 80 to 90 mile an hour winds, and not all that funnel was actually on the ground. But with this tornado here, looking at some of the damage, and I was in at Publix, and I want to let you know the Publix on Highway 53 is going to be open until 10 o'clock tonight. And they usually get the biggest rush of people when they open. They'll be open at 7 in the morning. I was in there. I know we have the dawn to dusk curfew, but they may be a little lenient when it comes to people who need food going in there. So they're open till 10 o'clock tonight. They have refrigerated stuff in there, so they have cold beverages in there. They've got some ice as well, not bags of ice. I didn't see any bags of ice, but as far as like a soda drink, a fountain drink, stuff like that, they had ice there. So there is food in there in the Publix, and they're open till 10 o'clock. But back to the tornado damage here. I talked to a guy when I was in there in Publix, and what I've seen out here, and as we pan across here, you can see this car. There's a gold, looks like maybe a Chrysler 300. That's what's either thrown from the parking lot of the gas station or thrown from the Anderson Hills subdivision out here towards the road. And I was talking to a gentleman in Publix. He went through the 1995 Anderson Hills tornado. That was an F4 tornado rated at that time. I have a feeling that this is going to be either a high-end EF4 or a low-end on the wind scale of an EF5. We've got twisted metal at this gas station. This gentleman also told me there's homes in this subdivision that are destroyed. There are also homes that have been pulled all the way from their foundation and are out on the street as you go way back in to the subdivision. So we have injuries, but no fatalities confirmed here in the Anderson Hills subdivision. So I know those are big statements talking about high-end EF4, low EF5, but we are seeing twisted metal here. We are seeing almost unidentifiable areas here with this, what used to be a gas station.
Now, Brad,